Hey, what is good, everybody? Hey, welcome back to Living Big with Big Reg. We are here for our weekly pregame prediction show. My co-host could not join me this morning, and I am a little late. A little technical difficulties getting set up, but we got through it. You see the Halloween decorations going on in the background. The kids love it, so the missus always hooks it up every year. Let's talk Ravens versus Colts. Um, Well, actually, before we get into that, I do want to apologize again. I did miss the show on Thursday. Um, Life was life, to say the least. But your boy is here tonight, right? Or today, I should say. And I will probably be back for the post game show. I'm not quite sure yet. I gotta see how the rest of my day lays out. As of right now, we're talking Colts versus Ravens. Things I think I need to see in this game, especially with the number of injuries, my expectations. We only got a short time till the game kicks off, but some of the things I'm looking forward to in this game are things such as Gus Edwards. This is going to be a big one. Gus Edwards, I believe, should and will be the starting running back today with Justice Hill being out now. We already know JK is gone. So it's going to be one of those things where we get to see what Gus has in the tank. And I'd love to see him come out, show and prove that he can be the starting running back. I know he's had some games where, kind of falls asleep and but a lot of that to me was on coaching and not staying consistent with feeding him when we need to feed him the ball. So hopefully we see some of that today and he can come out and just ball out, right? That's what we all hope to see. We all hope to see Gus ball out today. And I think he will. I don't think this Colts defense is specifically anything too dangerous, but we do have a lot of questions on offense, so it should be a good game anyway. We've got Mr. J the Six in the building. What's good, my brother? Listen, for those who don't know, J the Six does have a channel. He does all types of sports content. Please go over there and check him out. Great content, great content. He sneaks his streams in on you though. You will not be expecting them. They will not be scheduled. He's just going to pop up. But it's always a good time when he does. Now, we already talked about Gus. I expect Lamar to have a fantastic game. Um, yeah, yeah, he is. He's gonna put those yards per carry to good use. And you know what? He has a career of like 4 or 5 yards per carry that he averages. So I expect good things from Gus today. Lamar, I also expect to have a big game. Um, for some reason though, I do not believe Lamar's gonna go like. I don't think it's gonna be like a 400-yard passing game. I think it's gonna be one of those 200 to 250s because I think it's one where we'll hold a lead, but we won't necessarily have to throw the ball all over the yard. I think he's going to come in, he's going to play well, he's going to have significant yards through the air and on the ground, right? It's going to be a combination, and he's going to play well. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But I don't think we put up 40 points. Some people think we put up 40 points. I don't think we put up 40 on these guys. I'm predicting maybe like a 22-17 or 22-14 type win. Um, they're not a good team, and yes, their starting QB is out, but they're a steady enough team that they can sneak up on you. And we know our head coach John Harbaugh tends to not have the team up and ready to play for these type of games where we're expected to win. So hopefully, these guys are not set in their old ways and they're ready to go for this game. We got Miss Yolanda in the building. How you doing, Miss Yolanda? I hope all is well. And happy Sunday to you as well. And Jay, we know, man. We know the schedule gets crazy. It's hard to trust me. Of all people, I know how it is. My schedule is absolutely hectic at times. So especially when you got the little ones. I got the little ones now. They're upstairs. They're in their room doing their thing. So, but I can see how this game will be one of those games where they sneak up on you and they put up more points than you expect them to. And it's mainly because our head coach isn't very good at, you know, specifying, hey, this team is less than us, but we need to play as if they're not. That's just not something he's very good at. He's probably great at the underdog speeches, which is why you see those games that are tough games or supposed to be tough games. We get up, we come out, and we play hard. But it always seems like when we go against these teams where we're expected to win, we come out and we're kind of lackadaisical and the game is sloppy and all this other stuff. We don't want to see that from Baltimore today. Now, I can't praise it enough. The offensive line played so well last week against what is a very good Bengals defensive line. They held up, they protected the Ferrari, right? They fixed the garage door. I said it before that you can have a new Ferrari, but if your garage door don't close, somebody can come in and still steal it. It can still be damaged. It's still gonna get the watermarks from the rain. The snow and ice still gonna leave dents. But they fixed the garage door last week, and we seen that Lamar didn't have to break out and run all over the place. So it was a beautiful, beautiful thing. Speaking of my co-host, there he is, Mr. Bazel. What's good, sir? Hope all is well. Um, Injuries. So yeah, big ups to the O line. Let me finish that. Big ups to the O line. Sam Mustafa. I might have to if he plays good again today. I might have to stop calling him Musty. That's my nickname for him. I called him Musty in the preseason because he stunk. But Sam Mustafa did good last week. Now I don't know if that's uh praise to him or the talent around him. Maybe he got a lot of help from the offensive coordinator. Maybe our coordinator put together plays that would help our weaknesses on the O line. Wouldn't that be something different in Baltimore? So great game by him. Great game by Pat McCarry at left tackle. Some would say he actually probably outplayed what Ronnie Stanley did in game one. I know that sounds crazy, but he had a very, very good game. So I was shocked by the team as a whole on the offensive line, and I loved it, every bit of it. Tight end, Mark Andrews came back last week. Did exactly what I said. He had a suspect game. It wasn't, but he's not fully healthy, I don't think. Which leads me to guys like OBJ, who's going to be out today, thankfully. And I say thankfully because this means the team's going to give him time to heal. It means we have faith in the young guys we have to give them a chance to heal. And I agree with you 100%. Matabike's his penalties have been crazy, but the whole team has, right? The team as a whole, that links back into what I was saying. We've been playing pretty sloppy. So the team as a whole has struggled with penalties, but I think we'll get past that. I think as the time comes and more games amass and people get used to playing, especially at the speed they play, I think things will start to change and they lean towards, you know, cleaning up their act, so to speak. And there'll be a problem to deal with. They'll get over the penalties, and this team's going to gel together pretty well. Now, looking at the first couple weeks of play, seeing the Ravens as a Super Bowl considered is kind of hard. While we've had some great linebacker play, some pretty good defensive back play. Let's give a round of applause for Brandon Stevens. Overall, he's played pretty darn well. And I remember talking with my co-host about a week or two ago, and I said, I think Brandon Stevens can develop into a CB2 if given the opportunity and given he takes the time and gets his skills together. And thus far, he's doing pretty well. Now, let's see if it still ends up the same when Marlowe gets back or if he slides down the depth chart. But Baltimore, double down on him. You doubled down on Prochet. That didn't work out, but it was a good choice to double down on some of these guys to see what they had. You doubled down on Duvernay. You doubled down. So now it's time to do that on defense, right? You doubled down on Owe, and Owe might have worked out. He was looking good. The word on the street is he's hurt, so he's out this week. So double down. You double down on Ojabo. We're gonna double down on defense and see what we can do because I think we have the guys to help the young ones along. You know what I mean? So we're going to do our best to help our young members of our team. Because I tell you what, if somehow this Ravens team can get their young players to perform and we can get to a point where we're drafting talent like other teams, like the 49ers, like the Eagles, and like these teams that are extremely deep because they draft talent, then we can really, 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 really be a good team. We talked about this and we reached an agreement. The total of 5 has been put on pause until Owe returns. My guy is injured. I don't think that was agreed on, but okay. I don't think. I think it was Jay. Jay said he didn't agree to that. Ooh, 2-winning weekend. Wow, that's a hey man. Big ups to you. You've been wearing suits and vests all weekend. I couldn't have did it. Big ups to you, brother, and congratulations to whoever it was that got married. That's a huge step, and it's a big part, a big moment in our lives, and an amazing one. So congratulations to them. Um, Back to the Ravens, right? Defensive backs, we talked about them. We're talking about the pass rush with Owe being out. I want to see who I forgot who they said was coming in. I think it was Moon. I think it was Jeremiah Moon. Got bumped up. Somebody correct me in the chat if y'all know who it is. I think it was Moon. Got called up for this game with Owe being out. But I don't know if we're going to see as much of Moon out there as we will Malik Harrison, another guy who we drafted who is finally showing some of the skill that they drafted him for. He's been playing edge. He's been playing inside. The man's been all over the field, and he's playing well. So now I'd like to see guys like Trenton Simpson step up. And they can come out here, and if we can find a way to put it together, to put all these guys in their best position to win, then that would be absolutely amazing. And I'd love to see this team come together and grow beyond what anybody else thought they could using guys that they drafted. I think that's the key, right? Rebuilding. If we can rebuild through the draft and it actually work out, then we can pay the guys that deserve the pay, right? Paying Lamar wouldn't have been an issue. Paying, a guy like Mark Andrews, which we did, wouldn't have been an issue or an afterthought. I mean, paying OBJ. I know one of the things is that we paid OBJ what quadruple what he was worth at the time to get him in here. So you imagine if we had developed the guys at wide receiver properly, that wouldn't have been an issue, right? So if we draft properly to begin with, and then we develop, that doesn't become a problem. But onto my predictions to continue my predictions for today's game. Gus Edwards goes crazy. Or Gus Edwards, I'm not gonna say goes crazy. Gus Edwards gets about I'm gonna put 100 yards rushing on Gus Edwards today. I want to see 100 yards rushing out of Gus Edwards. I know we brought the other guys up. I don't want to see those guys unless Gus Edwards needs a breather. I don't want to see him on the field. I want Gus over 100 rushing yards. I want Lamar at about 250 passing yards. And I want to see our offense score and put up points. Like I said, though, I think we only put up about 22 to 25 points. I don't think we go too nuts, but this is what I want to see from them. Okay? I'm predicting the Ravens win, a Ravens victory, which most people are. So, yeah, let's be real about it. I'm predicting the Ravens victory. Like I said, 22 to 17 or 22 to 14. I'm going to go 22 to 14. I think we win. That's comfortable enough way we win. And I think a majority of it is second half ground and pound, Gus Edwards. You know what? I got to do the same thing because I haven't through these first few weeks. I haven't had a single Ravens game be broadcast. So there's a couple sites I go to. Hold on, put one in the comments now. This one seems to work mostly for me. That's usually where I go. So if you need a place to go, this is one that I would check out. That's the one I usually use. Sometimes it's a little delayed. It's a little behind the actual live one, but it's better than nothing. There's other sites as well. I've noticed that for me lately, the other sites haven't really been working. So that's been my consistent one. Definitely check it out. That's where I stream everything. So I get right online and I'll cast it to my TV or I'll from my tablet or laptop or whatever I can do. But I make sure I watch a game every week. I got to. Even if I'm out, sometimes I'll get on that site from my phone. So it's a great site. You gotta have to probably have to close out a couple of ads first, but that's what I'm gonna go with. Got Flex on podcast in the building. What's up, bro? Great work as always. Ravens 27, Colts 17. We need your email so we can get on the show. Yeah, absolutely. 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 I would definitely drop that for y'all. We could do a show together. I gotta have you guys on the show here. I'll jump on you guys' show anytime. Anytime, definitely. Um 27-17, I like that because that's close to where I am. That's what I feel too. I don't think it's gonna be one of those games where we run away all crazy because I don't think we take the chances. You know what I mean? Especially with a backup offensive line. I know they played well last week. I just finished praising them for that. But you don't want to put your Ferrari in too much trouble if you don't have to. So if we're holding a nice lead, decent lead, 2-score lead maybe, then we start to run the clock out in the second half. We run the ball, ground and pound. Gus Edwards, like I said, I want to see him go over 100 rushing yards. I think it'll be next level. If Gus, can you imagine the future of this offense if Gus Edwards can prove he can be a starting running back? Because that would mean that we don't have to. I love JK. Don't get me wrong. I love JK. But that would mean that we don't have to overpay for JK when we don't know if he's going to be healthy, right? I'd love to have JK. I'd love for him to be healthy. We know he's a tremendous talent, but the best ability is availability. And he hasn't been that. Meanwhile, Gus has only missed one season. So put the ball in Gus's hands. If you want to trade for Jonathan Taylor, do that. I'd pay him. JT is the type of running back that you get and he changes your franchise, right? I know a lot of people undervalue the running back position, but a guy like JT changes the value of your franchise. And it's fitting that we're talking about him, seeing as though we're playing the Colts and they're playing without him. And look at them. They would be a completely different franchise had they had JT. So you can't discount the running back position and what it means to have that guy. And it's JT is that guy. He's going to be available. Now I know also there's a chance that Derrick Henry may be available. And he's getting older. He's on the back end of his career. If I was choosing between the two, give me JT. But it can't be overlooked how good Derrick Henry is either. They do things for your quarterback, right? Derrick Henry has made Ryan Tannehill look like a playoff quarterback for the last few years because he runs the ball and he gets the defense entirely worried about what he's going to do. And then Ryan Tannehill is able to dump the ball over top. Give Lamar Jackson those type of guys, and you got a different breed of a weapon, right? I think this is something we all can agree on. So, game's getting ready to start, and let's see. Let me get peep at the time here. 5 minutes. So, I'm gonna let everybody go find your streams, go get your snacks, get ready for the game. I believe Coach Evans, Raven C, and Engraven. All great places to go watch the game. I believe they're live streaming the game. Okay, so they're giving you live commentary of the game. Go check out one of those channels. There might be a few more out there, but I know for sure those guys are doing it. I think Hendo might be doing it too. I'm not sure, but go check out those channels. Go like, go share, go subscribe. Do the same thing for here. Like, share, subscribe. Go enjoy the game. Get your snacks. Go Ravens, right? Let's go get this victory. Thank y'all for coming through for another great show. I love y'all. Stay blessed. Peace.